Ronaldo is on the bench. That is the headline, Tim. That's the question that everybody wants to know the answer to. Before you give me your answer, just to let you know, the ticker lineups are running along the bottom of your screen just to see the full lineups of who's playing today. Is it the right decision for Ronaldo to be on the bench?
Well, yeah. I mean, currently it's the right decision. He's only had 45 minutes of preseason training. Obviously, we know even at 37, he's probably one of the fittest human beings we've ever seen. He'll think he's ready to play. Watch this space. I think right now for Ten Hag, it's probably an easy decision because of the lack of football in preseason. But Ronaldo isn't one to enjoy being on the bench, enjoy being dropped, enjoy not playing his football. So this is not going to get better anytime soon.
Right decision?
It's the right decision, of course. I mean, he missed the trip to Thailand and Australia in pre-season tour. Only 45 minutes, as Tim has said there. So it's absolutely, it would have been more of a surprise for him to start this game. Also, I mean, he is 37 years of age. I mean, he's going to need a little bit of winding up. And I know he's super fit. So it's the right decision. I mean, what that leaves the team is not in a great position when you look at the squad as a whole. But having Ronaldo on the bench it'll definitely get in at some point in this game.
Tim, you said on Friday that he has to win this battle because we know that Ronaldo wants to leave, or we think he still wants to leave. He hasn't said anything to the contrary, that Ten Hag has to win the battle. Do you think he will be able to, over the course of the next few weeks, keep Ronaldo at the club or get rid of Ronaldo, whichever one you think is winning the battle?
I truly think Ten Hag is going to win this battle no matter what, no matter which way it goes. And I don't think there's a market right now currently for Cristiano Ronaldo to leave the club. So I think he's going to be there. We've seen other managers have to handle this before. Current manager in the Premier League, I'm thinking of Klopp and I'm thinking of Arteta at their respective clubs. Ten Hag seems like a very steady, steely individual who understands the challenges. And so I think he will. But it doesn't mean it's not going to be ugly.
Well, that's the problem. If he doesn't leave and Ronaldo has to stay, is it going to be ugly? Is it going to be a distraction all season long? Is it going to be a major problem for Erik ten Hag?
Well, it shouldn't be a major problem, should it? I mean, if there isn't a market for him, and by the way, that's because of his personality and the selfish nature of the way that he is, and you know, in some ways that's a good thing for forwards to be selfish, to score goals, etc., etc. By saying he wants to leave the football club, he's looking to enhance his own reputation more than the club that he's just signed for. By the way, he's meant to love, but also like it tells you more when you read things from Bayern Munich and other clubs. Like, well, he's not really the type because it's all about him, And I mean, it's like a cloud over Manchester United right now in Old Trafford because he's such a legend. I'm sure the fans are not actually that bothered. They'd be OK if he goes. They'd love him to stay because he's such an incredible figure in their history. But other clubs maybe don't want a player that's thinking about him. And I just don't know what the dressing room's thinking, Tim, with his colleagues. Like, well, you wanted to leave us. Do you care about us? Do you care about the club? So, you know, if he does stay, which it looks likely, I mean, please tell me he's not going to be sulking around and providing more headlines.
You played with him. Do you think he'll be OK?
No, I don't think. Again, this is why it falls solely on Ten Hag's shoulders, because he's not going to change. And yes, he has so much gravitas in the dressing room. There will be some division. I think once the transfer window comes and goes, and he does stay, which is we all think is going to happen, I think Ten Hag, honestly, I think he's going to have a sit down with him and map out exactly what it looks like, what it looks like in his team. As you said, maybe he's 37. Maybe he can't play every game. He thinks he can, but Ten Hag is going to map that out. And I do not think there's going to be any question marks. I think that's how strong Erik ten Hag is.
The only thing is when he plays or when he walks off the field or the body language when he's playing, like, as if, like, you know, that's what, as a manager, I don't want any of that. So in this sit-down conversation,
he's in charge of that.
If he can make him change and he can sit him on the bench and he just sits there and he's supporting his teammates, so fair play, well done.
Ten Hag,
I haven't seen that before.
He has to be strong.
He does. He does.
And we've seen in other teams, he gets maybe if that happens, he gets left out. He gets left out completely.
Right.
And then it's up to the club hierarchy to deal with it, because Ten Hag's saying, no, this is my team and this is how I'm going to deal with it. We'll see. From
what you've seen of Ten Hag so far, do you think he has the strength?
I do. Yeah. I mean, he's no nonsense. His press conferences are real short. His answers are super short. So that the initial sense of his discipline from everything we've heard about pre-season training and rules and everything else, yes. But Ronaldo's, you know, not easy to deal with.
Ronaldo is Ronaldo. Today, he is on the bench. Erik ten Hag leaving him on the bench. Hi. Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host for NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch highlights all season long, and be sure to tune in for Premier League mornings every weekend at 7 a.m. Eastern. And for even more content, head over to Peacock, where we've got live games, original series and a dedicated round-the-clock Premier League channel featuring studio shows, classic matches and much more.